Alright, so here we go with 3 different methods that you can rank up your merged ships. These are the most difficult ships in the game to rank up, so finding decent methods is always useful. Now the first method I'm going to be talking about is in boss raid mode. If we go over to the event page, I'll load it up here. This is useful as you can select what ship you want to use here, and that also includes the merged ships, as you can see here. So that's one of the ways you can rank up a specific ship. I'll go ahead and give this stage a go. Now I will be using Spectral Drake here, as that's the only one of the merged ships I still need to rank up. I've been doing this every single day in boss raid league mode, doing all 14 attempts using Spectral Drake to try and get EXP for the ship. Here we go. Mind you, it won't get you too much, but since this ship is reasonably powerful anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Just need to be careful with that red laser on this boss. I normally go around like that when it does the laser. Then when I get my most powerful attack going, that takes down the health pretty quickly on the boss. You can see here. Now most of the attacks are quite easy to avoid on this boss. The league did reset recently, so that's why I'm only at here and not a bit further on. This attack on the boss is probably the hardest one, the one with the circle like that. I've got the big evolve skill going though, so that protects me here. And this red laser attack that it does is quite weak. Just keep an eye on it when it's going red like this, as it's about to do its big beam attack. There we go, looking good. And this should get a little bit of EXP. It won't get too much, as the bosses don't get a massive timer, do they? Just do need to be a bit careful here that I don't take a hit like I just did there, otherwise I will lose the ship. It doesn't matter too much though, as I've nearly defeated the boss. But that's the only issue with this method. If you're using a merged ship, then you can't really take a hit. You could use an expert item like Deflector though, and hope that if you do take a hit, the attack will miss. So there we go, that's the first method I thought I'd mention. Now if we're back out of here, I'll go on to the next method, which is going to be endless mode, and probably the method most players use. With this method, I have put the expert item carrier uplink on the Terminator, so what I'm going to do in endless is start with a Terminator, then try and get the ship over here, the Phantom Assassin. When I get that, I will have the Spectral Drake. The Spectral Drake may drop directly as well, just from having a Terminator. For this, I won't be using a pilot squad. I don't really see the point of wasting pilot squads when you're only going for EXP. So here we go. Go over to endless now. For leveling up Spectral Drake, I recommend starting with a Terminator, as I mentioned, and having the expert item carrier uplink. You can also put an extra life on as well, just so the ship lasts a bit longer if you want to. So I need a Phantom Assassin or a Spectral Drake to drop directly. The Phantom Assassin is more likely, but we will see. I need to not pick up any other ships though. Let's see what I get. This could be potentially tedious though, as you have to wait for the correct ship. But once you have the ship, you can quit out every 5 minutes or so to make sure you get EXP for the ship. This is also why putting on a life booster is useful. Now the ship has dropped directly here, so that's always a good result. So there we go. Now I can play for around 5 minutes or so, then quit out, then go back in, play for another 5 minutes, quit out again, repeat the process until either I run out of lives, lose the ship, or complete endless. But this ship is really powerful once you have it ranked up. It's not very good without the evolve skill, though. It all depends on its evolve. The evolve, though, is absolutely devastating. If you get it on one of the bosses, it will sometimes just take out the boss pretty much immediately, which is always nice. Now, I'll play up to wave 20, I think, here. That will do. Then I'll quit out and show you my final method. Final method is quite an interesting one. I don't think it's that effective, though. I will say that in advance. It's something I thought of yesterday that could potentially work if you don't have too many ships in your inventory. Right, let's get to wave 20 anyway. That was a bit close. That corner is safe, though. Wave 17... 18. Nice super time. Plus the evolve. There's 19, and now I'll get an ad spin probably. There you go, skip that. And now to defeat the boss. There we go, that was without the evolve with Spectral Drake, so I can quit out now. For the final method, this is an interesting one. I don't recommend trying this unless you don't have too many ships or that much gold in your inventory, but it's something you can try. It's actually on hero mode, believe it or not. If we go over to this mode, since you can choose the ship you start with and it only costs energy rather than your ships in your inventory, this could potentially be an effective way of ranking up a ship, but as with endless mode, I will need to wait for the specific ships to drop, the Phantom Assassin or the Spectral Drake itself. You can't start with an extra life here, but you have a chance of getting an Evolve Stone, so it's something you can consider trying. So the benefit of this method is you don't need specific ships, you only need energy. The main downside of this method, though, is it relies on luck and there's only 10 waves, so getting the ship you want may not even happen on every attempt. Might take you 3 or 4 attempts just to get the merged ship. So you only really want to do this method if you're desperate to rank up a ship but don't really have much gold, don't have too many of the other ships in the game. Otherwise, boss, raid, league mode or endless are both better options in my opinion. Right, let's see if the correct ship drops anyway. Yes, it has. Oh, nice. There we go. So I got to wave 5, then the Spectral Drake has appeared. That's not too bad. However, the EXP I will get from this now is not going to be that high, if I'm being honest. Right, there we go. Big laser beam, big evolve skill. I do really like the evolve skill on the ship. It's a shame that the normal attack is so weak, though, in comparison, as the evolve skill is absolutely devastating. Right, be a bit careful of this wave, as it's a tricky one. Then wave 9, then the boss will appear. It's one of the bosses from mini-boss mode. Normally random which boss you get. Now, if you have a legendary on this wave, you can just explode it onto one of the enemies and it will take out the boss instantly. That's only if you still have the second life available. Wow, I actually got a crystal from that as well, which is quite interesting. There we go. That's hero mode completed. Let's skip that. So several interesting methods you could try and rank up a ship. This is what my Spectral Drake currently looks like. I'm just under halfway towards getting rank 4. All my other ships, as you can see here, though, are max ranked now, so it's just the Spectral Drake to do, which is taking a rather long time. Finally, I will bring up the PvP event that's currently on. Now, what I've been doing is 1 versus 3 and survival mainly to try And to complete this, the items that I'm going for here are the gold chests only. I'm not going for any of the other items, so when I have that second gold chest, I won't need to continue much more with the event. The PvP drone S2, probably worth going for. The S3 drone as well, if you don't have it, try and get it. Pilot as well. The pilot can be got elsewhere, so I think the drones are probably the most important items to get out of this event if you don't have them. That's just my opinion though. Because tech cores are obtained from upgrading any ship, drone or skin, it makes sense to try and get as many as possible so you can max out your tech. So there we go, I'm going to end the video at this point. I hope you found that interesting and helpful. This is what my account currently looks like. Pretty high combat power, it hasn't gone up too much since the last video, but I am getting there slowly, which I'm pretty happy with. I still need the end skins here. There's 8 skins in the game that I still need to unlock. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen. Check that out if you want to do so. You can also subscribe from here if you want to. And thanks for watching.